Welcome everyone to North Florida Poetry Hub's third annual 100,000 Poets for Change open mic this September 24th, 2022. 100,000 Poets for Change is an organization founded by Terry Carrion and Michal Rothenburg in 2011. Their mission is to unite poets, writers, musicians, artists, and activists to get together and create and perform, demonstrate simultaneously with other communities around the world to affect change through our creative voices on themes which include causes such as environment, wars, violation of human rights, ecocide, racism, genocide, gender inequality, homelessness, the lack of affordable medical care, police brutality, religious persecution, poverty, censorship, animal cruelty, just to name a few. Here at North Florida Poetry Hub, we are accomplishing this with a month-long campaign of events, which have included an open call to poets, musicians, and artists, PIMA, to submit poetry, spoken word performances, and artwork in digital format for the creation of short video presentations that are uploaded to our chapter website, North Florida Poetry Hub, to be shared with the world. We also hosted a live open mic and art show September 17th at the Pablo Creek Regional Library that was very successful. Today, we are hosting this open mic, which will be recorded and uploaded to our chapter website after the presentation. All of the materials from our month-long celebration of events will be forwarded to the 100,000 Poets for Change organization for display on their website, who are forwarding the materials to Stanford and Florida State universities for archiving, as the 100,000 Poets for Change movement has been deemed worthy of being documented and saved as a historical event, and as such will be saved in their archives. So now I would like to call up to the mic first, Phynne-Belle. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruth. My name is Phynne-Belle. I am a poet from the San Francisco Bay Area, and my poem is called A Small Grace. Come along now. Didn't you know yet we were going into this wide world field? We are picking wildflowers. Shy child in every shade and size we could find. We will not worry about names, hellos first, introductions later. Our arms will grow heavy but glad of the company. Bright, shining petals tickling our cheeks as we carry our finds home. We will spill our treasures upon the kitchen table, divide them into happy, laughing bouquets, tie our posies in ribbons, hopes tinted turquoise and gold. We will find serenity in the flurry of our grateful, nimble fingers. Once we have finished this afternoon's worthy quest, we will knock upon each door, preferring our humble beauties to all who greet us there. We will show our faces at every doorstep. We will not miss a single home. We will offer these blooms if we have to rap to be heard twice. We will offer them to those who opened their arms to hold us close to them. We will offer them to those who wished us nothing but a life of ill luck. We will offer them to souls, though their hands were empty, their ears listened and heard. We will offer them to those not realizing their own plenty, who want more, have yet learned how to give. We will offer flowers to souls who love us without bounds. We will offer flowers to souls who meant us constant harm. We will extend our arms out with our posies full of healing and amends until every single stem, leaf, and bud has left our amiable hands. until we have nothing left of ourselves save joy to surrender, and that too we release from within our hold gladly. Thank you.
Thank you, Phynne. Next up is Chris Kastle.
Hi, my name is Chris Kastle, and I am a poet and musician, and I live in St. Augustine, Florida. My poem is called End of Summer. A single shrill cicada was singing out the summer. Cumulus clouds careened across the crowded sky. My mind slipped across the centuries to other Septembers. Back to school, back to homeroom. A thoughtlessly mixed salad of students. One gossipy round of a girl with bobby pin curls sneered snidely, staring at me several seats away. For all 4 years. Despite any smile on my part. Silent, secret enemies. Why? If not for the shyness and insecurity of youth, I would have just walked up and said, hello. Tina Carmichael, I wonder, is it too late to end this senseless war? Perhaps peace with our past would lend peace to the future.
Thank you, Chris. Next up is Jan. You're on mute.
Thank you, Ruth. The title of this poem is A Panther Anthers, and it opens with a line from Ogden Nash, which is, if a panther calls, don't answer. A Panther Anthers by J.G. Annino. Licking dewdrops from a leaf, 'cause they're killing Tadpole Creek. Counting turds as they drift by, stressing my infected eyes. Dodging fast food wraps, ducking driver's slams. I'm not a plush toy in their playland. I'm not a plush toy in their playland. I'm mad they're here, I wish they'd go. Will I leap and slash and bite? Save your tear, 'cause you should know there's tough pals now in this fight. It may get ugly, we may fail. Suits sense there's billions here. But there's this, I read the news. Moms of wilderness are here. Moms of wilderness are here. The moms have just begun. They're chewing gum to loosen up their jaws, fact-finding before sellout suits, doing evil against nature's laws. So are you in or are you out? There's a big way to choose. Vote for the ones who clean up creeks, who halt pumping human goop. We need more land set aside to eat and drink and roam. Moms know that swamps the suits sell out are big critters' last free homes. I tracked a suit who snapped a picture, me on patrol, walking proud. Attend my tale and how it points. That's my finger speaking loud. I'm not a plush toy in their playland. I'm not a plush toy in their playland. And that was Panther Anthers, and I am J.G. Annino. I'm grateful to Michal Rothenburg, Terry Carrion, 100,000 Poets for Change, Ruth Van Alstine, and I'm very honored and proud to be a member of the Florida State Poet Association. I'm coming to you right now, and I live in Tallahassee. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jan. All right, next is Cynthia Butler-Jackson.
Sorry, I'm still muted. Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Ruth, for this opportunity to this platform to speak on issues that I find very dear and issues that I can shine light upon. And today, what I brought was the wailing of winds. It's a story pertaining to the suicide rate of our teens. I have the picture there. So here it is. In the morning, as the river rises and the apoplectic waves of the ocean winds blows intensely, I can hear the echoes of Malarkey's cries, the chilling sounds of wailing by beloved souls trapped in the wrath of hell endless curse. Each destructive wave of wind abruptly imports curses of colonism bloody baggage, pushing a foreign exchange of immeasurable sizes, possessing the blessed, left lying in his path, leaving innocent as a distant memory of yesteryears. The curse of the ocean's slave trade imports trappers with ruthless arbitrations to snatch innocence. Children seized like property, sold in human trafficking, and quietly exploited within their own communities. The sweet, riffling sounds of American children playing outside has been assimilated by the curse of moles. Malibu children tucked inside a Muroc cavern, not having the luxury of safe environments to grow and play in, nor to make their own decisions. Innocence squalled away by the winds of hellish roguish men. Those captured by trappers' webs, commuted into crescent fallen adolescence. It saddens me how they lost their will to live. Blessed lie possessed by the winds of hell remorseless ends. A rally in the cry, the tearing of my blessed heart, as the mighty river waters attempts to crest, brawling against the glutton embarkations. I can hear the fading echoes of our beloved children's souls wailing in the waves of hell's departing wind. Thank you.
Thank you, Cynthia. Doc, you're next.
Thank you. I'm Doc Janning, Poet Laureate of the city of South Euclid, Ohio. My poem is titled Rosh Hashanah, which is appropriate as it's that time of year. In the honeyed brightness of Rosh Hashanah, we pray for the grace of a sweet new year and hear the plangent call of the shofar as it calls on us to reflect on our lives as we cross another horizon of time. We sing in joy for another year lived, survey the seeds of the future we've planted as we taste the wonder of fruits of our past, and think of our children and their lives to be, think of generations yet to come. We pause and reflect as we consider our lives, who we have been and who will become, what we have been and what we shall be, why we have done all we have done, where we have come from and where we will go. Then begins a spiritual journey, our path to Yom Kippur, as we consider all our faults and our failings, ask forgiveness of others we've offended and worse, and give forgiveness to others, which is ours to give. We begin to consider all that's within and what we must all do to begin anew as we pray for a future we seek, a future of peace, a future of kindness, a future of love, a future of blessings which flow from all that is good. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc. All right. Next up is Cira Roy. And you're on mute.
Yes. Hello. Am I audible? Okay. So my name is Cira Roy. The title of my poem is Change. In the cosmic evolution from Big Bang to humankind, time moves through varied changes, both chaos or charismatic. Change is inevitable ultimate reality in the spacecraft of time. Evolutionary change with slow motion revealed no shock, created no shock, no jerking ever. Words fueled by thought form and create art, music, literature, stories and sagas in words, sit deep in mass to moist and mold emotional desire. With time, change from sails to brains inspired words and literature to impact, bind, and shape a novel course to people, society, and culture. Change in its process of evolution propels the society smoothly towards future. Plato, Aristotle, Bass, Howard, Milton, Muhammad, Moses, and Jesus brought new ideas. They still live strong in words. Even in modern times, all social and cultural uprising manifested through words, from Ulysses to apartheid or Arab Spring. But super duper digital age brought revolutionary change in inner and outer domain. The age-old civilization confronts in confusion about relationship of man with machine. Will machine that was invented for convenience superpower human as boomerang? In the digital rocket ship, nobody can predict whether we are heading to societal collapse or seeking revival towards far-reaching simulation, or a fantasy to some alien dance. Let us float in unknown mystery with awe and wonder, relaxing on whatever course change decides. Thank you.
Thank you, Cira.
Thank you all.
Cipra's poem is also up on our YouTube channel as a part of the open call. So, all right. Next up is Sally Wahl-Constain.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Happy to be here. I live in Ponte, Florida. I wrote this poem during our last presidential administration, but the damage still exists. So the name of my poem is Allegiance. For most of my life, I pledged to the flag, mostly in classrooms, first as a first grader with my small hand over my hopeful heart, a proud little girl with a hanky pin to a freshly ironed dress, standing tall in brown Oxfords with a dog tag hanging on a steel chain due to the Korean conflict far away and the naval base nearby. Later, in Oliver Wendell Holmes Junior High School, as a growing girl, in a gray felt poodle skirt, bobby socks and saddle shoes, I stood and pledged each day. As a young new teacher and then an older one, I taught kindergartners to place their right hands, had to teach them right from left first, over their hearts. I helped them recite the pledge every morning. I taught newcomers from over 50 lands to recite it long before they had learned much English. They put their hands over their hearts faithfully, and we all pledged together in our classrooms in this mostly just and welcoming realm. And so I know I have pledged more than many, but not now. Not when I have to view my country ripped in two, torn apart by senseless mass shootings with way too easily obtained assault weapons. How can I salute the stars and stripes when people of different stripes are barred and some are more equal than others? We are not indivisible, we are divided. We are not united. We are not one nation, certainly not under God. Those who truly know the Bible, not just as something to prop up in a hand, know that God wants us to welcome the stranger, to care for the needy, and to love thy neighbor. God, grant us a new day, so I may stand proud again and say, I pledge allegiance. Thank you.
Thank you, Sally, for that moving poem.
Thank you.
Next up is Howard Moon.
Thank you, Ruth. I'm Howard Moon. I am a native of Fox, Meskwaki origins, living in Central Florida. My poem is called Living Off Ill-Gotten Gains. A family living off the fruits of those murdered and enslaved. Wealth, the result of so many others' tears. A history of promoting and engaging in genocide. Expanding empire. Unfettered colonization. Never one word of apology. Millions stockpiled, never an offer of reparations. Never even a suggestion of returning that which was taken by force. A life based on things stolen. Some see that as the privilege of royalty.
Thank you, Howard. And next is Nayma. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nema Shamshin. I'm coming to you from London, and this is my poem, No Filter. This is me, here I sit, growing into my age jacket, accepting my invisibility, rebuking my fragility. Am I irrelevant? Wearing my wrinkles as a sackcloth and ashes, should I reinvent myself for the applause of the social media masses? Twittering on Twitter, showcasing shells on Insta, scrolling and trolling, perfecting personas on FB, a photoshopping melee, a veil of airbrushed sadness. I need more because I am less. Filtering faces and not words, subsisting on praises, captive in light cages. The eyes that don't see me, the ears that don't hear me. Should I put on my filter and dance to the hollow beat of a digital trance? A pound of flesh under the knife, erasing evidence of a lived life, fattening up my lips and arse, a fatted calf, as a stranger berates me in the looking glass. Are my eyebrows on fleek? Am I scathingly savage enough? Am I too woke or not enough? I log in and await your critique. Let's celebrate the cover, not the book. Post a pic as the panel rates you, have an opinion and we hate you, losing our humanity on the book. I have wandered the London streets, donning my expiry as an invisibility cloak, as the gaze of the lit quickly retreats before dissolving into the city's big smoke. I have sat with Eliot as we shared despair, after shop-worn shared niceties over tea and cakes and ices, exchanging troughs and peaks as we laughed and cried, bitching with Bukowski, waving to Sylvia as we died inside, stilled voices chatting each to each, their flawless faces behind a screen, me out of touch, they out of reach, where reality in the virtual scheme, I've haunted the void in between. Should I question the truth whilst believing the lie? The hordes flock to TikTok, famous for 15 minutes, to shock, to rock, to mock, to exhibit without limits. But I am old, and the light in their eyes has died. Thank you.
Thank you, Nayma. Okay. Laura, I see you've joined us. Are you ready to read your poem?
Yes, I'm going to try to show you the video. I'm going to turn my thing on my photograph. Can you see it?
Yes.
Remains of the day. Tiny, salted and sun-bleached fragments of a starfish skeleton, dazzling grains of sand, sifted treasures, percolated with plastic. I have one other, which is also just as short. Beaches. Every beach is carved and served up by the sea with peace and vitriol unique to its shores. Though they may stripe maps with different names, ecosystems shape with more subtle boundaries, woven by tides and shifting sand day by day. Life and death meet at the sea. Each walk upon such virgin landscape humbles and renews. And I have additional information about each of the photographs that I will put together for one of the slideshows that we're doing for North Florida Poetry Hub.
Okay. Laura, can you tell us your name, full name, and where you're from?
I'm Laura Dill from Jacksonville, Florida.
Thank you. Okay, has everyone gone? I believe they have. Right, so I guess that leaves me. Suzanne, are you going to read today? No, didn't sign up. I was going to screen share, but sorry about this. I didn't know it wouldn't let me. Can everybody see this? Can you see the poem on here? Okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay. This is my poem. My body, my choice. My body, my choice rings once more after the battle for the rights won decades past. Now, hearing the chant again. Our daughters weep old tears. Their bodies, choices stripped from them, take up their burdensome yokes, forced upon the feminine by those of corrupted religiosity and fattened old white men who defend the misogynistic, corruptive reign to abase, suppress, control, oppress. As society's footsteps tread backwards from the light. Thank you. And that concludes our readings for today. I want to thank everyone for participating in our 100,000 Poets for Change open mic of 2022. It has been a wonderful experience. I would like to encourage anyone who has not participated in our open call for artists, poets. Our video recordings, our little presentations that are going up on our YouTube channel, North Florida Poetry Hub. North Florida Poetry Hub, our YouTube channel. I have 9 that I have 2 that I have not uploaded yet. So we have 9 presentations for this September, which last year, I believe we had 3. So what a great increase. I encourage anyone who would like to submit something. I will be taking submissions until the 28th. So again, I would like to thank everyone for participating in this wonderful open mic. And we will see everyone next year. Thank you.
Thank you.